I tell you, garden friends, if you stay very still in your garden, all the creatures are totally unaware that you're standing there watching them. And it seems to be a flurry of activity. But I've got planting to do. Yeah, they object. Sorry, guys. Let's get to it. Part 3. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started over by the compost bin. First thing we're gonna plant is that snowball viburnum. Right here actually are from this decaying root mass of this Nellie Stevens holly. You can see the stump right here. Perfect. All right, so we want it to face kind of like this. This is clearly the back. Every plant has a back and a front. In this case, the front of this plant has more foliage, it's fuller looking, it's more aesthetically pleasing. The back is straight up and down, and there really isn't much interest back there. So we want the back to be facing this direction. Okay. So this baby is starting to get root bound. See that? That's when the roots start circling the pot. You could always tell the severity of the root bound by looking at the very bottom of the plant. If it still looks relatively dark, then you just need to sever the sides of the root ball. So all I did was just disrupt the girdling of the roots. That's what all that was. All right, let me get my hose. Let that water sink in. Move on to the next plant. That's a good sign. Now I know some of you are asking, you know, these augers, these digging augers that you could attach to a drill, those are game changers. Why are you not using those, AJ? Well, as I said before, my property has lots of trees, so therefore I have lots of roots. So that really isn't that much of an option. So I just got to do it the old-fashioned way. Rock the plant back and forth a little bit, making sure I settle all the soil in between the two. Water it in. Let it settle in some more. Yep. Let that settle in, and let's move on to the next plant. All right, that's a good sign. Tease the roots on this one too. Try not to disturb all the buds that I see coming up on this thing. It's in there good. Oh yeah. She's in there good. Ooh. She wants to go in this hole now. Poor thing. All right. So we're gonna tease the roots real quick. It's been in this can entirely too long. That's the problem. So what starts to happen is it pushes the can outward, which makes it fit tighter than a glove, actually. And it makes it really hard to take the can off the root ball. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and top dress this with some leaf growth. Nice, rich, black leaf mold. That's all this is. Leaf mold compost. Just make sure that this thing is mulched before nightfall, before the cold temps set in. Let's hook its neighbor up. Alright, time to plant this red twig dogwood. So far so good. And I apologize, it's starting to get a little dark, guys. The harder you prune back your dogwoods in the fall or early spring, you'll get brighter, redder stems. So there's two types of pruning you can do with your dogwoods. You can do a light selective prune where you go in and you just prune back very old canes or the oldest canes, okay? Or you can do a full rejuvenation prune, which means you prune it all the way back to about 8 to 12 inches from the ground. And then the following spring, or the growing season, you'll get a multitude of branches, okay? And then, like I said, you'll get that really intense, bright red stem display that following fall. One more thing I didn't mention about the red twig dogwood. This variety, or this cultivar rather, is called Bailey. These get to be 8 to 10 feet wide by 8 to 10 feet tall. So this whole area will be amassed with dogwood, which means this dogwood will merge with this viburnum over here within 5 to 10 years. All right, garden friends, we're gonna have to sign off here because it's getting way too dark and it just doesn't make any sense. You guys are not gonna be able to see what I'm doing. So I'll go ahead and end this video here. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. AJ's Green Thumb. Here's a little bit of fall interest here. This bloodgood Japanese maple, it's way in the back of the property. There's the back fence. It is absolutely electrifying. Totally electrifying. And it's under 2 years old.